Hey guys, welcome to Baking Butterly Love. My name's Katie and it's April, so you might be thinking about making a carrot cake for this time of year, but how are you going to decorate your carrot cake? Alright, maybe not the most burning question, but I do have some ideas that I want to share with you. So I love carrot cake, but I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the little piped icing carrots. They're cute, but I think we could do better. So I have 3 ideas that I want to share with you for ways that you can decorate your carrot cake. It's going to look a little bit more modern. Alright, so before we dive into the decorations, I'm going to get my little cakes here stacked and crumb coated while I tell you a little bit about the frosting and the carrot cake recipe. So I'm going to be using a mix of different types of buttercream just because I had some scraps to use up and I was also experimenting with some recipes as well. But just know that you can use pretty much any type of buttercream with the designs in this video. And then if you don't already have a carrot cake recipe, the one that I used here, I basically just made a simplified version of a few of my favorite recipes. So I will type that recipe up and I'll leave a link for it in the description below. And you'll see here that these are actually very small. They're little 4-inch layers. These decorations though you can do with any size cake. I'm just making mini ones because I'm making 3 different cakes and I didn't want to make 3 huge cakes. And if you didn't notice already, one cool tip for you, if you're making a mini layer cake like this, I like to use a chopstick down the middle. Otherwise, it's really hard to keep the layers from sliding around. So save the chopsticks from your takeout for your layer cakes. All right, so design number 1, this is a textured petal effect, and it's one of my favorite pipe designs to do. So what you're gonna need is a large open star tip. This one that I have here is a Wilton 4B. And all you have to do is pipe a line of dots all the way around your cake and try to keep them as even as possible. Then, using the end of either a spatula or a small spoon, drag the center of each dot out until it tapers off. Now, I'm dragging mine out at an angle for this cake, but you could pull straight up instead, or you could even pipe your dots from top to bottom and then pull them sideways. So whichever direction you want to go in, after the first row, pipe another row and repeat the same process until you end up covering the whole cake. When I get to the top edge of the cake, I like to try and drag the dots up and over the edge if I can, just sort of to make the pattern go seamlessly from the sides to the top. Now, like I said before, you can use pretty much any kind of buttercream for these cakes I'm showing you today. For this particular cake, I'm actually using my cream cheese Swiss meringue buttercream, and you can see it actually holds the design really well, but these are not large, heavy dots of frosting, so I don't have to worry too much about the cream cheese frosting softening up and everything sliding down. All right, so next up is less of a design and more of a garnish, but I really love these candied carrot sprinkles. So to make these is actually really easy, especially if you were already shredding carrots for your carrot cake. So the first step is to bring a little bit of simple syrup to a simmer, and that's just going to be equal parts of sugar and water. Mine is already orange because I was using it already to candy some other carrots, but if you just made yours, it'll be clear. So once your syrup is simmering, drop in your shredded carrots and then just let them cook for a few minutes until they start to soften up a bit. The carrots that I used were actually really finely shredded, so this took less than 5 minutes probably. It was really quick. Next, strain out the syrup, and you can save it and reuse it if you want. Then you're gonna heat a few tablespoons of a neutral flavored oil in a large pan. And you're going to cook the candied shredded carrots in the oil until they start to crisp up. So you'll see that they start to turn a little bit more opaque as they cook. So once they look like they've cooked, remove them from the pan and then put them on a paper towel so that you can drain away the excess oil. Once they cool off, they should be really crispy and they'll be ready to use. You might find that they've clumped up a bit if you didn't stir them apart enough while you were frying them. So if that happens, just use your fingers to break apart any really large clumps. So you can use these and they'll work anywhere like you would use regular sprinkles. And it's really nice. I've actually found that they maintain their crispiness pretty well. I'm doing a nice big pile on the top of my little layer cake here, but I think these would actually be perfect for carrot cake cupcakes. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna do some palette knife painted carrots. So I said I didn't really like the orange icing carrots at the beginning of the video, but they're kind of cute. I just think we should update them a little bit and go for some multicolored carrots. We want to do like an heirloom vegetable vibe. So I am just adding a little bit of gel food coloring to a few small dots of plain buttercream. And I'm going to do sort of a yellow color, an orange, and a purple. And then I'm going to make a little bit of green for the tops of my carrots. And I'm using a palette knife here that I actually just bought at the craft store. It's nothing fancy. You could mix these up in a bowl or on a plate. I really like to do this mixing on the back of a sheet tray just because it gives me a really nice large flat surface to use the palette knife with. Right, and I have my cake here that's already frosted and chilled with a nice smooth coat of frosting. And this is really not fine art, guys. I'm just taking a small bit of each color frosting and dabbing it onto the cake. I found that as long as you get one end of the carrot to look relatively pointy, it's gonna look like a carrot. So just alternating colors between the orange, the purple, and the yellow, and then also rotating the direction of the carrots around the cake. And then I like to use the tip of the palette knife to sort of feather out the green part for the top of the carrot. And if you make any mistakes, don't worry. If your cake is cold, you can just scrape it off and redo it. All right, I can't wait to see your decorated carrot cakes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.